Greetings, gamers. It is I, me. This is too loud. There we go, I turned it down. Okay. Oh. We're making feats. That's what we're doing today. That's like the whole thing. That's everything that's happening today. It's a pretty simple process. I have some feats that I made quite a long, some of them I made quite a long time ago. Some of them from a UA that pretty much basically didn't get printed. There was like one feat from that UA that got printed, even though a lot of them were really interesting. Yeah, this is the 2020 Feats Unearthed Arcana. They presented 9 feats, and they printed one of them. Even though I would wager a bet that I think about 4 or 5 of them were more than print-worthy. They were all really interesting. Oh, guys, clear my throat. Oh. My cable's getting futzed around a bit. Okay, that's fine. Right, so we're going to go through some of those old feats, and we're going to sort of try and spice them up a bit, make them a little bit better, maybe, because some of them are just kind of bad. Like, I'm looking at Burglar, and it gives you proficiency in Thieves tools, and if you're already proficient, it gives you expertise, and and it also gives you +1 dex. That is all it does. It's fucking awful. Like, that is hilariously bad. Like, wow. This is not good. So we're going to go in and we're going to go make some of these feats a bit better. So, first one is Alchemist. And so basically, for starters, the start of the stream is going to be going through these feats from this UA. Specifically the tool feats, because they're the ones I actually really like. I'm probably going to make a section up here called Tool Feats. I'm going to do this, I guess. But this is what Alchemist does. It gives you +1 in, gives you proficiency in alchemist supplies, or expertise if you already have proficiency. You can automatically identify a potion. You can literally just look at it and know what it is immediately. And over the course of a short rest, you can temporarily improve the potency of 1 potion of healing of any rarity. To use this benefit, you must have alchemist supplies with you, and the potion must be within reach. The potion is drunk no more than 1 hour after the short rest ends. The creature drinking the potion and forgo the potion's die roll will regain the maximum number of hit points that the potion can restore. That is limited in its use, frankly. It's very limited. But if you have a short rest before a fight that you know is going to be hard, then, like a fight that you know you're going to have, then that's fairly interesting. Like, this has a lot more utility than some people think it does. Like, literally just being able to look at a potion and know what it is, it's like, in the right kind of game, and with a DM that lets players take advantage of it, is legitimately really quite good. Yeah, and over the course of the short rest, you can temporarily improve the proficiency of 1 potion of healing of any rarity. Yeah, so, like, this feat on its own is fine. I have no qualms with this feat. There is, I would say almost there is nothing wrong with it. I think it is very interesting, and frankly, I think it is very good. Very good. By feat standards, all of the tool feats are terrible. I say that. I should not be saying that these feats are good, because they aren't. I should be saying that these feats are very cool, and I wish they were good. Basically, these feats coincide with some changes I'm making to my home game, where feats like this are much easier to take. Like, you don't really have to sacrifice stuff to take little feats like this, because you could literally just chop off this intelligence boost, and all of these you could very easily give a character for free. And it wouldn't really improve their power drastically, like, at all. The next one is the one I was talking about before, Burglar, which is the bad one. Because literally all it does... Oh, whoops. I accidentally pasted. Oh, shit. Yeah, literally all it does is this. Like, it gives you +1 dex, and it gives you Thieves Tools proficiency. And, or expertise, if you already have it. And it's like, it's fucking awful. Let me look at the Thieves Tools abilities from... As an action, you can closely inspect a lock or trap that you can see. You can see within reach. As an action, you can closely inspect a lock or trap you can see within... Yeah, that actually feels really good. That feels, like, genuinely really strong. Like, that feels like a... Oh wow, that's like... When I'm sneaking around, that's permanent advantage on, like, picking locks and disarming traps. Which is really good. Like, that's really fun. Yeah, no, I actually really like that ability. That's really fun because you're a burglar. You're like, oh, okay, right. I've seen this kind of lock before. You know, you're closely inspecting it. I feel like I could probably put something else on here as well. Something small, maybe. I don't want to piggyback off of the Thief's ability, Fast Hands. But that does feel like objectively the most interesting thing you could put here. I think keeping the use an object action exclusive to Thief is definitely something to do. And yeah, maybe the sleight of... Hang on, yeah. Hang on, I'm going to change the wording on this. Okay. It's definitely much weaker now, because it obviously takes a minute rather than just an action. But then again, it gives you advantage for, like, basically the rest of the day. Like, it's just, like, 8 hours. So the idea would be that you would, you know, sneak up to, you know, a gate and just kind of, like, inspect the lock for, you know, a minute, and then come back another time and like take a look at it then after then. And then also this is like, you know, pretty alright. I may as well do it over here. Might as well just put as a bonus action. Yeah, now that feat is actually interesting and maybe even good rather than a crock of shit. Oh, thank you very much for the old sub.
Jack 2 dance Feats Jack 2 dance.
Nice. Let me take a look at chef. As part of short rest, you can cook special food, providing you have the ingredients and cook utensils on hand. You can prepare enough of this food for a number of creatures equal to 4 plus your proficiency bonus. At the end of the short rest, any creature eats the food and spends 1 more hit dice regains an extra. Oh, it's just a better song of rest. Okay. I guess you need resources for it. You got a number of treats equals your... Oh, you can cook a number of treats. Oh wow, okay. That's actually really interesting. That's actually really cool. Okay, I have a feat that I made a long time ago that I want to like spice up a bit because it's a little lackluster. So this is Excavator, which is a very weird feat for I believe, yeah, it's for mason's tools. Yeah, there aren't miner's tools in this game, are there? That's not a thing. No. There is not. You gain advantage on checks made to identify minerals, metals, or fossils. which I think is... Let me just make sure that's not something you can already do. Okay, no. Yeah, you can use your mason's tools and one other required item to excavate a 10-foot cube of solid of ground. The time taken an additional required. Hours, an additional item. Number of work hours and an additional item required. Depends on the area's composite material. Consult the following table for the different ground types you can excavate. So yeah, you can given an hour, you can excavate a 10-foot cube of dirt, or for 2 hours, you can do sand. With the pickaxe, you can excavate a 10-foot cube of stone. That's basically what the feat is for, is being able to, like, dig holes, and being, relatively quite efficient at it. You can do it without making an ability check. You can just do it. Like, if you want to, I might also put in a, if you use this benefit to create a tunnel, the tunnel created is structurally sound. I don't think I need to add this, and just be... But yeah, that is that feat. I just wanted to fix up the wording here. Right, the next one I believe is Master of Disguise. Honestly, Master of Disguise is kind of fine. It has a very specific use and a thing that it does and is for. Oh, they did print a second one. They printed Poisoner. I don't like the way it's laid out, so I kind of want to fix that. But yeah, basically the first sort of bit of this stream, I think I've mentioned, will be me sort of sorting out, like, pre-existing feats. I'm going to go on to making some new ones. with poisonous kits. If you're already proficient with them, you're just okay. You can apply poison to a weapon or piece of ammunition as a bonus action instead of as an action. With 1 hour of work using a poisonous kit and expending 50 gold piece worth of materials, you can create a number of doses of potent poison equal to your proficiency bonus. Once applied to a weapon or piece of ammunition, the poison retains its potency for 1 minute or until you hit with a weapon or ammunition. When a creature takes damage from the coated weapon or ammunition, that creature must succeed on a DC 14 Constitution saving throw or take 2d8 poison damage if poisoned until the end of your next turn. Must succeed on a DC 14 I'm going to nerf it to D6s because it now scales, so that seems fair. Ugh. Yeah, no, I'm happy with this. I like this. Now, this thing gives you enough stuff where it does not need to give you an ability score bump. And if anything, like, if I'm going to put it in my new system, I might actually have to cut this here. Just because of, like, it already gives you so much. Now I need to look at all the tools. The table with all the tools on it. There is no feat for a forgery kit. That feels like something that should definitely be a thing. Is there a better word for counterfeiter? That's it. In falsifying. In falsifying documents. Here I'm dealing with Forgery Kits. May as well choose all Charisma. That seems sensible. Now it needs to do one little thing. It needs to do basically two little things, at least one of which should be niche but legitimately useful. Like, realistically, like, if we look at, like, Burglar, you know, you can, like, this is niche but useful, this is niche but useful. The same goes with Alchemist, like, this is, like, in the right situation, it's like, oh, if I look at this potion, yeah, I know this is a potion of poison, not a potion of healing. Or this one is, you know, like, you know, it's, oh, we're about to get into a fight, hand me your potion of supreme healing. I'm gonna make it, you know, 10 times better. My neighbor's dog is barking at nothing again. I clear my throat, fuck. So, one thing that the Forgery Kit can do is, as a part of a short rest, you can produce a forged document no more than 1 page in length. As part of a long rest, you can produce a document that's up to 4 pages long. Your intelligence check using a Forgery Kit determines the DC for someone else's intelligence investigation check to spot the fake. So, like, that's not something we can infringe on. We can maybe make that better, but I think the thing that having a Forgery Kit lets you do is already, like, probably the peak of what a human person can do in the first place anyway. Oh. By inspecting an object for one... By closely inspecting an object for 1 minute, you can determine whether or not it is a forgery. Like, Seems kind of counterintuitive, but it's like if you're an expert at forging things, you should be able to recognize when something else has been forged too. That feels really obvious. That feels like something you should obviously be able to do. By constantly inspecting an object for 1 minute, you can determine whether or not it is a forgery. Now, I want to put in something that allows you to counterfeit coins. The only problem with that is doing that is complicated, and also is always going to walk the line between being so useless it's not worth doing, or so game-breaking that it's impossible to work around. Because being able to forge coins, obviously you need, the metal, which has the worth in and of itself. Like, like D&D coinage is presumed, at least, to be worth its weight in whatever it is. Obviously, that's not how coinage used to work. You used to have, coins from different parts of the same country would have, in a particularly decentralized government, would have, we're talking in like the 1400s here, would have entirely different sizes of coin that were worth basically the same amount. And you would literally, there were people that their whole job was knowing how much gold was worth, or how much every coin in the world, or every coin in, the practical surrounding area, in surrounding nations, was worth. And changing money was a business, a very profitable business at that. But D&D doesn't fuck with that, because that sounds like a nightmare. So it's, like a gold coin in D&D is generally presumed to be made of solid gold. Or, if the setting has a setting reason for it to be, plated or whatever. So most of the time, you would still need at least some gold to fake a coin. But it's the kind of thing where it would have to be very, it's the kind of I think it's too risky to introduce to the game, even in the smallest capacity, because it's either a complete waste of time or it's game-breakingly powerful immediately, and that's a problem. Like, in the wrong kind of game, the ability to forge money means you have infinite money. But yeah, that's just kind of how that is, I guess. It's like, this is kind of useful, but we need something that Counterfeiter does that is like oh wow, that's a reason for me to pick this. Obviously, people who play optimally in any capacity, myself being one of them, are never going to pick a single one of these feats, and that's a very significant flaw with the design of 5th edition feats, is that all of the cool flavor feats are bundled in with the much less cool but basically crucial, like combat feats. Like Grey Weapon Master and Sharpshooter are basically required for marshals to keep up with casters, especially at higher levels. It's basically a requisite, like you have to pick them, which creates its own problems, because Grey Weapon Master and Sharpshooter are very abusable feats with the right character build. Like the 5e feat system, I would argue, is probably it's not necessarily its biggest flaw, but it's its most problem-causing flaw. Because whilst all the feats are at least relatively interesting, your limitation in picking them is means that you basically have to pick the good ones. And if you don't, obviously I'm sure someone out there can make well, I don't pick the good feats. and you're an idiot for doing it, and it's like, well, no, that's wrong. Like, saying I don't do this doesn't mean there isn't a problem. The fact that there is, feats that are just like objectively better than every other feat is the problem, and that there are feats that are, actively useless to, a game that's predominantly about combat. The combat feats and the non-combat feats should not be bundled together. You should be able to pick the non-combat feats separately. Because, again, D&D is a game about combat. You can totally have games with not much combat or with less combat. No one's telling you how to play. But ultimately speaking, D&D is a game about combat. When it comes down to it, you're going to get into combat at some point. You kind of have to. And most characters are geared towards combat. Because, again, that's how the game works. Or at least are able to be geared towards combat, even if they aren't specifically designed to be. Or a player doesn't build them to be. But, yeah. That's my long-winded take on 5e's feat system, because I love it, but it's also deeply flawed, and I think it's the most overt problem with the game as a whole. Like, there are other things like weapons and armor being boring, but it doesn't inhibit the gameplay experience, like, at all. It's just kind of a pet peeve of, like, some people, especially people who play 3.5, which is an understandable criticism, but it is a fairly, minor thing. It's like in my ideal world, these would be better, or whatever, kind of situation to my understanding. But the feats are like, man, I really want to have a character with, I don't know, Burglar, for instance, but why would my rogue ever pick Burglar when I could just pick Skulker instead? Because it's still in flavor, and it's just better. Like, just pick Skulker. Or, I don't know, one of the other feats that is good. I'm trying to think of what the other good feats even are. Give me a sec. Certainly on a rogue, anyway. I guess... I was about to say no. Oh, Savage Attacker, but no, Savage Attacker is not good. Savage Attacker is bad. Specifically because you can't use it on Sneak Attack. And it's also just a bad feat anyway, but... what is good on a... like, other than Skulker? I guess Piercer is pretty good on a rogue. No, it isn't. Never mind. Oh, Mobile. Mobile is good on a rogue. Lucky is a good feat, so of course it's good on a rogue. Oh, yes, Alert. Yes. Like, I think the only sort of specifically non-combat oriented feats that are any good are, like, Observant, just because of the benefit it gives you. Has nothing to do with combat, but is very, very good. Just having +5 passive wisdom perception is, like, legitimately worth a feat in most campaigns. And Actor, where Actor, again, in the right campaign, Actor is, like, the best feat you can possibly take. But again, you have to be playing in a very sort of clandestine-esque campaign where Actor is good. Yeah. And yeah, and Alert is good initiative, you can't be surprised. And hidden creatures don't get any benefits against you, which is pretty good. I need to clear my throat. By closely inspecting an object for 1 minute, you can determine... I'm trying to think of, like, something else that Counterfeiter can do. Because I'm just drawing blanks at the moment. I'm just got nothing. Because it's like... Because having the proficiency gives you something that's very useful in the first place. Unless a creature has spent at least 10 minutes inspecting an object that you have forged using a Forgery Kit, even a successful intelligent investigation check does not reveal it to be a fake. That might be it. That's really cool. Like, you know, you hand your papers to the guard, and the guard looks like, sort of, you know, thumbs through them and is like, yeah, these look fine. Because your DC is going to be really high anyway, because you've got expertise, and you presumably have at least, you know, unless you have like negative intelligence. Let's assume you've got like +0 and you're a 5th level character, for instance. You've got +0, you're a 5th level character, so you have +6 to your roll. On average, that's like a 16. It's DC 16 on an intelligence investigation check against a guard who has +0. That is a 25% chance. Oh god. Oh. So this horrible, like, weird, like, lurching sensation. It was very unpleasant. But, you know, the guard has like a 25% chance of succeeding, which in a lot of situations is actually, like, really nerve-wracking. And let's say you're a rogue and you've got like +2 in or whatever, that's still like an average of 18. But with this, you can confidently walk into anywhere unless it's like a super high security, like, place. Yeah, unless it's like a really, really high security place, you can just walk in anywhere. Because you hand the guard the papers and they thumb through and they're like, yeah, well, everything seems to be up to code. Like, unless they're on super high alert and they're like, no, we need to go look at this or whatever. Yeah, I really like that. That's it. That's what we're going with. And the next one is I'm gonna make a feat called Musician. Now, You have a perfect recollection of any musical composition that you've heard before. Where's Keen Mind? Because Keen Mind has like a thing similar to this. How does Keen Mind work? You can actually recall anything you have seen or heard within the past month. There we go. So that's like a very minor, like, little thing. If anything, we can stick 2 more things on here, because this is like a fluff thing, like, at most. So, being proficient in an instrument allows you to, over the course of a long rest, compose a tune with that instrument. Also, identify a tune or compose a tune, or identify a tune or improvise a tune on the DC. While you perform any creature that is actively listening to your performance has disadvantage on wisdom perception checks. If I remember correctly, that is built-in in Thrall. So yeah, you just have built-in Enthrall, because Enthrall's a fucking terrible spell, so handing out its effect for free, no save, is completely fine in my book. I could put on, like, one little, like, fluff thing. No, I'm not going to give them, like, Song of Rest. That's dumb. Oh, hang on. During a long rest. Play a pleasant tune that soothes your allies. Let me go read how hit dice work real quick. A creature that listens to the tune for its full duration regains an additional hit dice upon finishing the long rest. You know what? Yeah, this is cool. I am not. I am in a space. This is a sheet. And these are slats. Yes, either way, welcome in. I've been working on Feats for the past hour. I don't know why I looked at my watch, there's a fucking number right in front of me. But, yeah, I've made a couple new feats. Counterfeiter, musician, also touched up some pre-existing feats like Alchemist and Burglar, i.e. making Burglar not the fucking joke. But yeah, that's basically what I've been doing for the past hour. I'm going to carry on for probably another hour or so, but I do need to take a break here, because I am very hungry. I haven't eaten since about 11 a.m, which is about 7 hours ago, so I'm going to go do that. I'll be back in, give or take, about 15 minutes, and then we'll carry on as we go. Probably going to make a feat for gaming sets. That feels appropriate. That's definitely another sort of category that hasn't really been touched on. And then I'll probably move on to some of the Alchemist supply, or some of the Artisan's tools, because the Artisan's tools are going to be the ones that are like, is it even going to be possible to do this? Quite possibly not. Like, making a feat for literally every Alchemist Artisan's tool is unfeasible. So, yeah, that's going to be that. But I'll give it a go. There's certainly going to be one for Tinker's Tools. I'm going to try and do one for Smith's Tools. But like, Tinker's Tools and Smith's Tools, 100% going to get themselves a tool feat. But either way, I'm going to take a quick break here. I'll be back in about 15 minutes or so. If people want to ask questions in chat, I will be around, but I need to eat food because I'm hungry. So I will be about in chat if people have any questions or what have you. Either way, I'll be back shortly. See you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Apologies for the wait. My sister called me and I kind of needed to pick it up, so I have done that. I return. Let me get the music back. There we go. Oh wow, literally a minute ago, Harris Heller put a new album on the lo-fi playlist. Good job. Nice. Yeah, this is a whole new album on there. Which is pretty cool. It's the first time he's added to it since May of last year. It'll be nice to have new music to listen to. The playlist is now a bit longer as well. There's another, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's another, oh wow, another 30 songs. Yeah, that helps. That helps a lot. It's another hour of music, basically. Probably closer to an hour and a half, to be fair. Okay, right. So I want to make a gaming set feat. So Pro Gamer is what it's definitely going to be called. I'm definitely not going to change it later. There we go. Hang on, let me just fix. There's one like key thing that is missing. Give me just a second. There, very important that we add the registered trademark and the trademark. You have consumed enough Mountain Dew Baja Blast to drown a rural Scottish village, and your mind has surpassed mere mortals. You are a true alpha gamer. Now this is game design. Alright. I need to clear my throat and then, like, drink some water. That's the problem I have that, like, every time I, like, eat, there's a really, like, horribly, like, clogged up throat. It's super gross. It's just super unpleasant more than anything else. I'm gonna just do ability checks made to bluff or cheat. Hmm. Whenever you take the game, yeah, you're a pro gamer. You're good at gambling. Okay, yeah, I like this. Obviously, I'm gonna, not call this pro gamer and use this. Like, obviously, I'm not gonna do that. However, this is pretty funny, so we're gonna keep it here for now. But I will go fix it later on. It is pretty good, though. Right, let me go make sure that the Smith's tools didn't come with... Like, Smith's tools don't have a feat, I don't think. Yeah, no, they don't. What does Smith's tools do? Oh. Master Smith. Let me just make sure I'm using the word impeccable properly. It's impeccable in its quality. So you get Smith's Tools proficiency. Let me go double check something real quick. I distinctly remember there being a feat that kind of did this. Master Smith. Imagine Smith's tools, you're already proficient with them, UAW proficient. So during a short or long rest. May sharpen or reinforce 1. One weapon. I need to go check one of the feats again. Alchemist, here we go. Oh, shit. For 1 hour after the weapon. And we go look at Alchemist again. For the next hour, the weapon deals an extra 1 damage. Hey, let me check this real quick. You can adjust a non-magical suit of armor. So you can adjust a non-magical suit of armor to fit a creature that you are familiar with. Yeah, that works. I'm not super sold on this. This might be something I look to change. I'm gonna, like, just because it is kind of like a lot of bookkeeping for a really minor effect. It's like really spammable, but also like kind of irritating in the fact that it's just not that good. It's also significantly better at lower levels as well, because it never gets any better, but it probably shouldn't get any better either. It's definitely something I'm going to look at maybe changing. That's for sure. Oh, God, let's clear my throat. Oh, okay. Now, what was the other one I was gonna... Tinker's Tools... There was another artisan's tool that I was looking at, but I think it might have just been Tinker's Tools. Yeah. I think we've done quite a lot today, regardless. This is looking to be in like a really good place, and I'm actually really happy with this. I think I'm going to move away from the tool feats for now, and maybe look at making some other feats. I'm not sure specifically how, or like what exactly I'm going to go about doing. But now my main thought is, like, I want to move away from like really minor feats and do something like have some kind of significant feat, but I'm not sure what specifically I'd want to represent. I think one of the main things is marshals are already like very feat hungry, like they really want feats and they want to be picking them all the time, just because they're just kind of like the thing that makes marshals viable is feats. Certainly like fighters and barbarians, where they like actively really need feats to be useful. Yeah, I think one of the things I definitely want to look at doing is something that isn't like super martial focused, maybe, but I think the main thing is a lot of things have been kind of covered by pre-existing feats. And most of the feats that people would want to make are probably martial. And we don't need any feats that make spellcasters stronger. Making spellcasters a little more flexible is like not necessarily a problem. But like looking at basically all of like the feats for spellcasters. Yes, we're looking at like... There's not actually that many, to be fair. There's Elemental Adept, Spell Sniper, and Warcaster are the main ones for spellcasters. So maybe we could do with having another one, but it's just a case of what it even is, you know? It's also Metamagic Adept and Eldritch Adept, but I don't really consider them to be like a thing, because I don't care. Trying to think of like underrepresented, because I've been making a lot of feats recently just because I've been looking at like redesigning the feat system in my home game anyhow. But I want to look at some of the other ones that I've made or reworked. Yes, I've not made a huge amount of new feats, but it's mostly just been like reworking old bad feats to be better, like Grappler. Grappler, Savage Attacker, Slasher is really bad. And then adding a few new ones in, like Artful Dodger, which lets you dodge as a bonus action a few times per day for free. and gives you benefits to when you do dodge. So thinking like, what other things aren't really represented all that much? Because I'm like, oh, we could do a help feat, but Tandem Tactician is a UA feat, and it's really interesting. I'd actually recommend like allowing Tandem Tactician in your home game, because Tandem Tactician is really cool. It's like a really interesting feat, and is also just like really good, but not in like a super busted kind of way. It's amazing if you have a rogue in the party, because it's just free sneak attack for them forever. But even so, it's still like very good. Let's turn off the strict saving feats, and probably the Fizzbarn's feats can go off as well, because they're just kind of getting in the way, because they're all like very specific feats that do very, very specific things. What kind of playstyle? What kind of playstyles are really like under-rewarded in yeah, what kind of playstyles are like not rewarded like at all? Peel tanking. That's a big one. Sentinel kind of does it, but it mostly doesn't. I'm going to call this... I'm going to probably change the name because Defender is kind of boring. Heroes in the front lines, protecting your allies from incoming harm. You can point or shout to creature, as long as that creature can see or hear you, as disadvantage on attack rolls that don't target you. As long as that creature can see you. Disadvantage on attack rolls that don't target you until the start of your next turn. They should be able to see and hear you. That makes sense. Let me look at like goading attack real quick. So that's one of the main things, is like, normally I wouldn't be like designing things that step on pre-existing things, because this is just objectively better than goading attack. But the problem is goading attack is overcosted massively. Not only does goading attack require you to expend a resource, which is fair enough, because that's how Battlemaster works, they also get a save against it, against like a really negligible effects. And it's like, it's really frustrating that like goading attack like promotes this really interesting playstyle, but it's just bad. Like it's just really, really bad because they get a save against it for no reason. Like it's such like a small effect that can be significant. Hostile creature within 5 feet of you must spend... Hostile creature within 5 feet of you must spend 2 feet of movement for every 1 foot they move. So this punishes enemies for trying to kind of pivot walk around you. Because that actually becomes like really costly for them. Like, if an enemy is trying to kind of pivot, you know, if for instance, hang on, I might actually be able to show this off in a way that's kind of helpful. Sort of get like show kind of my point in a potentially useful way. Emphasis on potentially. Yeah, this will do. Hang on, give me a second. I'm not 100% on this, like, on principle, but here's XL. Don't mind it. But let's say this is you. You're this green person here. Obviously, 5 feet of you is every space around here. Let's mark your friends as being back here. These yellow dots are your allies. There is an enemy. Oh fuck! I forgot. I don't like select an area when I do that. There we go. You have an enemy that is here. Normally, an enemy, if hitting you is too much of a faff, they can just go 1, 2, and just hit your friend here. Like, easily. Like, it's no cost to them. They can even relocate after the fact. Let's say this guy's a wizard, for instance, and he's not got any, like, this wizard doesn't have any, like, opportunity attacks they can do, not that's worth its reaction. So this guy can go here, stab this guy, and then come back. Or maybe just stay in aggro here, like right next to his face. Now that enemy has to go has to basically go 10, 20 feet just to get here. And in some cases that doesn't necessarily matter, but if they're coming from a distance, so say, you know, the enemy starts like back here, the enemy could go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 before, but now they're going 5, 10, 15, 25, and they can't get to your friend back here. They just can't. It's a really minor thing that probably won't come up all that much, but like if an enemy's disengaging from you to go hit someone else, or if they're just taking the attack of opportunity to go hit someone else, then they have to spend more movement. It provides a little bit of a sense of like being near you is taxing. Getting away from you is taxing. It combos very nicely with Sentinel as well. This feels like a cool feat. I'm not sure if it's general power level. I feel like this bonus action should definitely go at the top. And we can maybe put in something else down here, like, oh, you have something, I don't know. this feels like a really stacked feat. I'm not sure if it's like really powerful. I don't know if it's like inexplicably really bad. It seems like it would combo really nicely with Sentinel. Like being a Cavalier with Sentinel, Defender, and obviously Mountain Combatant seems like it would be really good. But again, I don't know for sure. I think it's cool though. I like it on principle. This is an interesting feat, even if it, like, I'm not 100% on it like at all, but I do like it on principle. Bot detected. Banned. Found another one, boys. I'll have a quick think, but I think I'm probably gonna call it there, I think, today. Because I would like to carry on, but I don't want to try and like force ideas, you know? I don't want to force that shit. Nope. I'll save later on. But yeah, I think I'm gonna stop here. I hope folks have enjoyed themselves. This has been quite a fruitful stream. We got like quite a bit done. I made like a bunch of cool feats. I'm obviously not gonna call this pro gamer, but this is fun. This is funny. So yeah, I am gonna head off here. I will be back tomorrow because I'm busy on Wednesday, so I've moved the Pokemon stream to tomorrow. So we're playing Sword tomorrow, about 2 p.m. GMT to around sort of 4:35 p.m. GMT. We will most likely be finishing the main story, probably. I'm not 100% on that, but that's most likely what we're going to be doing. Probably won't be doing like the championship. I don't know. I don't know how far we're going to get. We'll get to where we get to. God, I need to clear my throat, fuck. On Thursday, they're doing the live stream for New Capenna, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to stream that live. I do that with all the Magic announcement streams, all the main ones anyway. So yeah, I'm going to be streaming New Capenna when that on 5 p.m. GMT, I believe. On Friday, there will be no stream. I am away all of next weekend, and there will also not be a D&D stream next Monday either, because I will have only just gotten home at probably about 6 p.m. I am leaving at probably about midday on Friday, and I will not be coming back until about 7 p.m. on Monday. So that is that. I hope folks have enjoyed themselves. I will be back tomorrow, and obviously I'll be back again on Thursday. I will see you then. See you, folks.